Honestly, so I saw this on my feed by MinstrelMuse, which I haven't checked out at all in the past. Let me actually move my VTuber back to where I was. Cool. And actually, there seems to be... I wanted to check out this video because it gives me a good excuse to talk about this. It seems like the vast majority of streamers, VTubers and otherwise, are starting to do a mass exodus from Twitch on over to Kick, which is awesome. For those of you who know or have been a part of my channel for a while, I stream on YouTube, I stream on Twitch, and I stream on Kick. The only place I have not added yet is, because I was debating between doing TikTok, Instagram, or Twitch. I was also doing Rumble, but I'm gonna be real with you, I freaking hate Rumble. It sucks booty cheeks, like, it's really freaking bad. So, I'm gonna be trying to add Twitter, X, in the near future. So I can do all 4 in one go. But I've never seen MinstrelMuse, so this video is in my recommended. Let's check it out. OzDaMonke was right! Why I left Twitch.
So I'm just gonna come out and say it. OzDaMonke was right.
As he tends to be.
Hello to those of
The
you who are
Roach
just
King!
tuning in, or those of you who have been here for a while. My name is Minstrel. I'm a small indie VTuber who's been a part of the indie space for around 1 or 2 years. And in this video, I want to kind of explain, I guess like part of my journey and why I'm swapping from Twitch over to YouTube full time, and my experience with Twitch overall.
Honestly, in general, even if you are only streaming to Twitch, absolutely upload your VODs, upload your freaking streams, chop up your content, do reactions, put it up on YouTube. Just try, the discoverability on Twitch is freaking horrible. Horrendous! I've had so much more luck and so much better luck with YouTube over the years.
I started with Twitch, 1 or 2 years ago when I decided to become a streamer, when I wanted to play games, when I wanted to, entertain people and create my own community. Part of that was, just playing games I liked and overall just having a good time. I got paid fairly well, and, I was making, decent money to where I didn't really have to worry about my bills much or, struggle all that much in my day-to-day life. But as of recently, I can't really do that anymore. And I have to say it. It's because of OzDaMonke. I don't...
Now, I'm gonna be real with you. A lot of people, a lot of streamers feel the exact same way. And of course they do. Let's be completely honest. No matter what your opinion on that whole debate, that whole situation that's currently happening, which we've seen a bit, we've gone over it quite a bit, and hopefully later on today we're going to be going over a lot more. But advertisers are pulling out big time in waves. And it's not only now, they've been pulling out for years. This whole OzDaMonke situation isn't something that just happened recently. It's been going on for a while. And from then, all the way up until now with the whole Ethan situation where their entire orbit effectively launched a harassment campaign to the point where they got their, they basically, galvanized their audience to contact CPS and falsely report Ethan and Ela Klein to Child Protective Services, which is one of my biggest freaking complaints here for this whole situation, as somebody who's worked with them, who's worked with Child Protective Services closely and deeply in the past. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now that the entire sort of OzDaMonke movement that they're a part of, their orbit, their whole Free Palestine movement is starting to very obviously turn into what many people consider me to be an anti-Semitic movement. Keyword there being anti-Semitic. Advertisers are terrified of the word anti-Semitism. Terrified! No company, no business wants to be associated with that. And since Hassan Piker is the #1 supporter of terrorist organizations, Hamas, Hezbollah, Hamas, who states they want to eradicate the Jews, and he supports them. Therefore, make your own conclusions. Yeah, nobody's gonna want to freaking advertise on Twitch. I make so much less money on Twitch than anybody else because I'm such a freaking small-time guy. And even I basically went from making, like, few pennies to making jack squat. Making nothing.
I don't say that, with any form of negative bias. But I will say that he's made it incredibly hard for smaller indie VTubers to kind of get a foothold. Because a lot of smaller channels like my own, we rely on ad revenue and, of course, support from our community in order to try to make a livelihood, to try to establish ourselves in the space. When it comes to, the top end of streamers, that's not something they really have to worry about. And also at the same time, it's concerning, for a smaller creator, because what happens at the top trickles down and, we end up catching the bottom of the line, so to speak.
Oh, and it multiplies on the way down, of course, because you see, the Hassan Piker lives in a $3 million mansion with a really fancy sports car and like $1,000 outfits. So he don't really care if Twitch makes like 0 ad revenue. People who actually need to pay their bills though, and are like trying to barely making this career, barely getting by as a career, like as a successful career. That's the people who are gonna suffer the most. And I'm like barely. I've been doing the VTuber thing for almost 2 years now, and I'm still not even 1,000 subs on YouTube. So I'm like I'm like at the very tail end. Like I'm barely about my career is just starting. If I'm like I haven't even got to the starting line. But the point being is that right off the bat, even like when I initially started, I could see the freaking painting on the wall, bro. The writing on the wall, I should say. I freaking I should say the 2D animated waifu gif on the wall. I immediately thought like there's no way there is no way I'm gonna make any kind of real money off of Twitch. I could tell. Just the way that their the way that their ad revenue works, the way that their advertisement works, the way that the amount of money you make, the freaking like 40-60 splits. It was on so much nonsense. I just figured, honestly, I think I need to multi-stream to YouTube and upload all my VODs to YouTube. And I've been doing that since day one. I'm glad to see OzDaMonke is following in my footsteps,
I want to start.
Nah, but he got me beat though, because I think he's doing Twitter now. I've just been doing YouTube, Kick, and Twitch.
I've made friends. I've met so many good people on the platform. But when it comes to the streaming side of things, it can be really difficult, especially as an indie VTuber. This isn't really a video to, go, oh, woe is me, I'm a small creator. It's more or less to point out the fact that, if there's one grounded creator that's in reality, I would have to say it's Asmongold. The reason why I say this is because for the past couple of months, the top streamer, or I guess former top streamer, Hassan Piker, has been going on, really radical rants on Twitch. He's been saying really outlandish things.
We're gonna be watching an It's a Gundam video going over specifically what he said, but just to give you a sneak peek, the more mainstream clips that are out there are him saying that America deserved 9/11, him saying that he 10 toes down supports Hamas, the terrorist organization whose goals are to end Western civilization as well as the eradication of the Jewish, just Jews, just the Jewish, not the Jews. And specifically as well, on top of that, they want to end Israel as well. These are just like the two major mainstream things. Alongside him and his entire orbit have been one of the spearheads in a harassment campaign versus a Jewish family, H3H3 Ethan Klein. And he also tends to hang out, speak to, and basically support and retweet a lot of even more crazy, insane extremist people like Bannana, who is like in so much trouble. Bro literally ran away to freaking Argentina to hide from the authorities. Like, it's insane. Like, they are actual like terrorist supporters, genuinely.
That are quite frankly just really uncomfortable to listen to or to even, repeat in terms of like video clips and like.
And that's not even the worst part. He even has like a video. He has a whole video where he talks about his visit because he went to a P. Diddy party, and Hassan Piker talks about how he was like eating portobello mushrooms and watching a video where like there was like an attractive young girl opening up Christmas presents. There's an actual clip of it. You can find it easily, and we're gonna be going over a lot of that stuff. It's insane.
Full context.
Check out, I haven't really watched it yet. I'm gonna go through the entire series, but there's a, Nux Otaku would be the #1 person to go check out for a lot of those clips and all the evidence on everything I just said. Yeet on Twitter would be an amazing person to watch. It's a Gundam has a video on that as well. Pegasus is really good, and on top of that stuff as well, he's pretty typically tends to stay on top of all that stuff as well. I think it's Pegasus. Yeah. Pegasus or more Pegasus.
If you want some of that stuff, you can gladly search the internet for it. I'm not going to bring it up in this video just because it's just not something I want to talk about.
No, I feel that. I don't really like bringing it up or like making videos or talking about it and stuff like that on my day-to-day. But if there's ever anything crazy or wild, like, because I care a lot about the platforms and I care a lot about making my career on YouTube, on Twitter, on Twitch. I want to make this my actual job for the rest of my life. I want to actually genuinely do this forever. It's freaking awesome. It's fun. I love doing it. It's so cool. Anyway, so it's like, of course, anytime I see this dude kind of wrecking it for the rest of us on the platform, it pisses me off, and I do want to talk about it. I want to bring it up. I want to get involved. I'm just not huge into politics. I'll be completely honest. But if I see you acting like a clown, I'm gonna call you out on it, and that's kind of where I'm at with this whole situation.
That being said, he has harmed the Twitch ecosystem quite a bit, and in doing so has made it harder on smaller channels to really gain a foothold because of, the radical things that he's been saying, the, population that he has surrounded himself with, and
they were reading the manifesto for the guy who murdered that couple at the Israeli embassy. He was reading the manifesto for that guy, and his chat, he had to put it on emotes only, because he told him no Fed posting, because he knew that they were, like, all supporters, so they'd get in trouble. So he put them on emo only, and it was just nothing but hearts and sages.
The overall issues that have come because of it, it's
for the terrorists.
For smaller creators such as myself, to really monetize our content and get advertisers. Now, it could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing, I'm not sure.
No, honestly, Twitch has one of the worst discoverabilities of any platform. I'm hoping that now that OzDaMonke is getting onto Kick and onto X, as well as YouTube, more often, I'm hoping that him, along with Tectone and some of the other major YouTubers and Vtubers, will help get a lot of, like, the discoverability up and a lot of the UI fixed up and, streamlined, dude. Like, majorly streamlined.
But the overall ecosystem of Twitch is going to shift drastically in the coming months. My prediction is this. I feel like if Hassan keeps going with his current, rhetoric and, radicalization of his audience, we're going to see a drastic shift in both the TOS and the way Twitch is overall viewed by the public eye. Because under normal circumstances, Twitch is seen primarily as a gaming platform, at least to my knowledge. But it seems like
The argument is always constantly being made that it's not just a gaming platform. It's not just to the vast majority of the mainstream audiences, like every average Joe, average Joanna. Yeah, it's like a freaking video game streaming site. Like that's what it is. Besides gaming, they know it as like the bikini stream or titty freaking stream, but that's about it.
in these past few months, it's become a vehicle for propaganda, misinformation, infighting, bickering, drama, and
It's flat out harassment campaigns.
I want to be a part of or really support. That being said, I do appreciate Asmongold's position in trying to, in this case, get Hassan Piker banned. And I don't blame him for the stance that he has currently. If you've ever watched Asmongold or if you've ever seen his content, sometimes he can come off as a bit harsh, but
oh, guy is like has zero filter, that's for sure. But he's not like Tech Zone bad. He's not like constantly cussing or anything like that. Bro is like kind of like he's kind of like if you were to give a homeless man $1 million, and he basically just turned into like a wise guru of the internet. You know what I'm saying? But I used to watch him a lot, but just for his like gaming videos. I freaking hated his politics videos. But now I'm sort of being forced into watching all of his politics videos because of this whole situation. But honestly, no, she's completely correct. 1000% agreed here. Anything that happens to them on the major, anything that, like... What's the best way to say this? It's only a few people's actions that are genuinely giving consequences to the entirety of the platform, and it's so disingenuous for anybody to say otherwise. It starts to become almost insulting when... if and when Twitch tries to, like... similar to how they pretend banned or fake banned Hassan Piker, where they banned him on his day off so that he wouldn't miss a day. Like, that kind of stuff right there is just so incredibly insulting to a person's intelligence that I can understand where she's coming from as a creator. Like, you feel so disrespected, you almost just want to quit the freaking platform altogether. And genuinely, I agree with her sentiment. I want to stay on it because, honestly, personally, if I'm gonna talk trash about Twitch, I'm gonna do it on Twitch. Like, y'all need to get this sorted out, bro.
I would argue that he's a well-rounded and grounded
I would say
individual
multi-stream,
who
but
understands the politics and inner workings of Twitch better than any other streamer on the platform. I would say, overall, he's a necessary evil in terms of trying to make the entire platform better. And who knows, maybe I might come back to Twitch if things get better, but as the current climate stands, I don't really want to be a part of the ecosystem anymore. Due to the fact that advertisers are currently pulling out, it is nearly impossible for small streamers to make money, myself included. I was taking in anywhere from $200 to $300 a month with ad revenue on top of my subscriptions, but because of advertisers that are now pulling out, I can no longer make money on the platform like I used to.
Honestly, girl, you will make more money on Kick. You will make more money on YouTube.
And I'm not saying...
like, if nothing else, try to multi-stream to those two platforms. I don't know about like, X yet, but you will make more money on Kick for sure.
Me, please feel sorry for me, no. I would like to earn my keep just like any other streamer, but because of ad revenue being, nearly...
yeah, and they're making it impossible to do that!
...cut down to slivers, I can't make a comfortable living doing this anymore on this platform, which is why I've transitioned over to YouTube. And the reason why I transitioned is, like I said before, the radical speeches that Hassan Piker is making is really dangerous for the website. And the fact that, Dan Clancy hasn't really said anything is rather concerning. And, like I said before,
Unfortunately, Dan Clancy has come out in support of Hassan Piker in many, many, many previous past instances. So that's all we've ever seen from him.
the only really grounded individual in this
Not
whole
about this
debacle
recent stuff,
is
but
OzDaMonke.
what else are we supposed to assume?
I appreciate what he does for smaller streamers and just overall the community in general. Even if people see him as evil, or if they call him a slob, or the Roach King, I still think he has value to the platform overall.
Oh, absolutely. Well, but he calls himself a slob and the Roach King. He understands. He's like one of those. He's somebody who is effectively understands who he is and where he what he is, and he loves it. He loves being the Roach King. He is not like there's not. You get what I'm saying? He's proud of what he is. There's no. Nobody could insult a man who enjoys being who he is. You get me?
Because 9 times out of 10, his opinions have been usually correct, and in doing so.
Even when they're not correct, they're reasonable. They're reasonable. I like the fact that he doesn't really try to input his opinion so much as he tries to see things from what the vast majority of people may be thinking. Outside of his personal bias. Bro's pretty smart.
The platform has changed for both the better and sometimes a little bit for the worse. I gotta give you some negative points, Ezreal. I'm sorry. But overall, the changes to Twitch, due to, his speeches, his opinions, and his overall input, I would argue have done, a greater good for the overall site instead of a straight negative. In terms of Hassan Piker, I would argue that it's not looking good for Twitch right now.
It's all negative, basically.
That, the ADL currently has eyes.
To be fair, the one time OzDaMonke got bad, not only did he deserve it, but he apologized too for it.
On both him and the platform speaks volumes. And the fact that, national headlines are covering, the things that are happening on the website should, spread the message all the more and make it all the more clear as to what's going on here. It's not okay. What he's saying and doing on the platform isn't okay. And I have to agree with Azanold. I think that he needs to be banned. And I think in doing so, the overall health of Twitch will get better. And I feel like, streamers in general will just have an easier time trying to make a livelihood here. Because
honestly, the only way that they could possibly get advertisers back at this point would be not only just to ban him. I would argue, even if Dan Clancy and the moderation team doesn't also get fired, I don't see them getting their reputation back that easily.
Advertisers will possibly come back, and there could be some semblance of monetization. But in the current climate, I don't think that's possible. And that being said, I don't think I'll be returning to Twitch anytime soon. At least not until major changes are made at the top end level to where they won't, overall hurt the site. And, I'm praying for Twitch because Twitch is a wonderful place to be. It has great communities, great people, and you can make a lot of friends there. But currently, at this point in time, I don't feel comfortable being there as a small-time creator. That's all I really wanted to say in this video. And, I hope that if you're someone who's from my community, you'll stick around and you'll support me. Anything helps from, retweeting to liking videos, subscribing if you're new around here. It's free. And overall, I just appreciate your time. If you've gotten to the end of this video, because I've done it all in one take, and it's been pretty exhausting because I have a toothache, and it just hurts to talk right now. So thank you very much for watching.
Oh, yeah, with toothache and everything.
I will see you next time. Bye-bye.
No, what a phenomenal video, and I do think the vast majority of people feel exactly the same way. She is totally right. I would urge you, Minstrel, if you have not looked into it, to also look into Kick. I understand that they also have their own moral conundrums and quandaries and all that. Screw them. Get on there. Get your bag. They definitely do have their own problems here and there, but the best way for us to make a change in those platforms is to get involved with them and to start making changes from inside there. Be the change that we want to see, so to speak. Realistically, though, no, if Twitch does not flat out, I'm gonna be real with you, if Amazon doesn't flat out fire Dan Clancy, the moderation team, ban Hassan Piker, ban freaking Denims, and anybody else that advocates and specifically calls out for the death of anyone, they really, like, I don't think they're gonna be getting back any of the advertisers. It's gonna take a long time for them to get any kind of ad revenue back up to what it used to be. I think this is a downward spiral. We're just sort of seeing how far down it's gonna fall. It's bad. It's bad. But YouTube is definitely a great freaking spot. I have subscribed. Definitely stream on YouTube, but be careful because YouTube with the DMCA can be insane, absurd, it's a pain in the keister. Trust me, get into Kick, because you're going to be having yourself a wonderful time. I'm thinking about doing exclusive to Kick-only streams in the near future, so that I can actually react to anime live, as well as some old movies, like old school movies, along with you, chat, so we can upload all that to YouTube as well. I think it's going to be fun. Monos, let's move on to the next video. Please go drop MinstrelMuse a like, go drop her a sub, go drop all that good stuff. Go drop a comment on the video too, because that helps the algorithm. And share the video as well. I hope you all the best of luck. You're already at 4 freaking K subs though, so I think you're gonna be doing fine, girl. You're gonna be doing just fine. Hopefully you get you can like, you know, I don't know what to say. I just want to say, hopefully you can make up for all the loss that you got from freaking Twitch and all that insanity. But highly recommend Kick though. Highly recommend Kick. I'm gonna be trying out X soon, so I just can't say anything on that yet until I actually try it. But if Asmongold is going over there and Elon Musk is serious about working alongside him to improve the platform, oh, you know it's gonna be good. You know it's gonna be good. So I kind of want to get on that too early. All right. Moving on, Monos. Let's go. Next video. Ayoo, Monodachis! Thank you so much for watching this video. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can also find links to the videos that we reacted to today down in the description below, along with my Oshi marks. I'll see you in the next video, Monos. Goodbye, and thank you so much for swinging by. Sadu!